Everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. Today I want to talk about the importance of expressing yourself. Okay, so first off, there are so many different ways to express yourself, okay? The basic ways, we express ourselves through talking and communicating, writing, okay? On social media, we express ourselves by sharing different things, by uploading pictures or, just saying, how we feel that day, okay? So there are obviously so many more ways than that. And that's really what I want to make this video about so that you guys can find the ways that really, work for you the most with expressing ourselves, because it is no secret that especially today's society, if you live in America, I can only speak from my own experience and what I've seen here, but there is a lot of people who seem to have a really hard time expressing themselves. Okay, and I think we can all relate. I mean, I myself, I've always been known for being the loud one. So it's not that I haven't been able to express myself verbally. I usually have no problem with that. But I actually have had a really difficult time with expressing myself in other ways. So one thing now that I've found that I love to do is to paint and draw. Okay, for the longest time, I would actually avoid painting. And I didn't really realize that I was doing that, but I did end up realizing that that's what I was doing because I noticed the resistance. I noticed that I would have the desire to paint, okay, or to make a very detailed drawing, and I just wouldn't go through with it. I wouldn't do it because, there's this little voice in my head, or there's just something in me that just says, no, okay, you're not good enough. You don't know how to do it. People are going to laugh, whatever the basic, thoughts that knock us down. And so, by realizing that, this was happening, I was able to, face that fear head on and to, push myself to actually do it. And I don't know, you could probably see from the background, I have, my paintings hanging up now. So I wouldn't actually say that I am like the best painter. I'm still learning. But that's exactly, it. You have to allow yourself to express yourself in that type of way in order for you to, get better. That's how everything works, is practice. So, like I said, there are endless amounts of ways that we express ourselves. So other ways that you can express yourself, it really, it doesn't have to be anything like that. You could be someone who, loves to, go on bike rides, okay? And I know that we don't really exactly see like physical activities as a way of expressing ourselves, but this is why I wanted to make this video, especially because I want to open these doors for you guys so that you can see that you have like so many, different ways to express yourself. Okay, so expressing ourselves, it doesn't just mean, like verbal or, typing something or writing something or painting. Expressing yourself is whatever you can do that will allow you to be in the present moment, and also you're putting something out there. So I think a lot of the reason why we think that expressing ourselves has to be like on paper is because we're so used to, like when we're in school and, whenever you hear about expressing yourself there, it's very much like, limited. Nobody really teaches you, how to express yourself unless it's like an art class and your teacher, gives you a piece of paper and a pencil and tells you to free draw. Okay. Other than that, who are the people in our lives that really can teach us? And, not all of us are, blessed with those parents who can teach us. I thankfully had amazing, parents who, when it came to, encouraging me to express myself and to be creative. I had, two very great parents for that. My father, has always been extremely talented when it comes to like math and building, and he's done basically anything you can think of as far as construction and all of that goes. But he also, I always loved watching him work on his own little projects. Like he would build bird houses and, just so many different things. And so I was really blessed with being able to see him do that and, see the art that my mom would create. She's a very good drawer. And so because I was exposed to that since, a young age, I was able to have the confidence to do that myself. However, like I said, I still had resistance. And for those of you who are out there who do not have, people that, you're around or that you grew up around that really express themselves, it might be even harder for you. So, really expressing yourself, all it takes is just to be aware of that voice that shoots you down every time you have a desire. So if you get the urge to go on a bike ride, if you get the urge to sing, if you get the urge to dance, if you get the urge to paint or draw, whatever it is that calls your heart, do it, and make sure that you make time to do this for yourself, because another way that we kind of get around expressing ourselves is we make excuses. Okay, a lot of us want to say we don't have time. Okay, as a mother of 3, I would love to say I don't have time. And for a long time, I used to say that, okay? Say, I don't have time for anything, okay? I went through a pretty lazy period in my life where I didn't really want to do anything. And it was because I was so, drowning in this illusion of time, that I don't have time because I'm a mom, that I, there was no possibility of even being able to think about, doing something that made me happy. It wasn't until, a certain time in my late teens that I really started to question everything and question myself mainly. I questioned, myself so much that I literally needed to separate myself from my current life and living situation and just go far away, just so that I could find myself and really know my truths. And the first thing that I found was that we make these excuses for why, we can't do things. We've heard people say our whole lives that, that's impossible, or that's a far reach. Okay, you're never going to make it, or whatever. But the truth is, nobody became successful because someone handed it to them. Okay, maybe I'm pushing it there. Maybe there are some people out there who, had a much easier path when it came to being able to live their dreams and express themselves. But most people, you'll find, they experience those same things. They themselves were told that they cannot do it. They themselves didn't even believe in themselves at one time. And what it took was for them to break through that, that mentality and to change it to one that's more supportive. So if you are having trouble expressing yourself, I want you to remember that. And I also want you to really, for 1 second, just allow yourself to just dream and visualize, okay? Because most of the time we have dreams and usually we have no problem visualizing, but there are a lot of people who won't even allow themselves that, okay? It hurts too much. We say this, it hurts too much to think of those things that we can never have. But I encourage you all to, instead of thinking of it that way, allow yourself to realize the power of your mind, okay, and the power of you that you hold. You are the only one that can make something or break it for yourself. So the first step is changing your mindset, okay? Allow yourself to visualize. Allow yourself to see what you want, okay? In your mind's eye. Allow yourself to go there and get comfortable with that feeling, okay? Get excited. Feel the feelings that you would feel if that was really happening, okay? And afterwards, don't get discouraged if those, dreams don't come true right away. Because in order to make a dream come true, you have to go through a bunch of, up and downs and rocky roads and make mistakes and fall and scrape your knees. And as long as you keep getting back up, I promise you, eventually you'll be there, okay? I'm living proof, guys. Not that long ago, just a few years ago, I was in a whole different place mentally, okay? And although thankfully, at that time, a few years ago, I was, awakening to new concepts and believing in myself more, I still felt like, I would never, first of all, if somebody would have told me that I would be here where I am today and would have experienced the things that I have experienced, I would have never believed it, okay? I would have thought that that was way too good to be true, but it's not, okay? And I'm only going to be 22 years old, okay, like next week. So, and that's pretty young. I mean, if I can do it, you guys can do it, okay? So change your mentality, start expressing yourself, start believing in yourself, and surround yourself with people who are going to support you and, encourage you instead of discourage you. So I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching again. And if you're watching this on Facebook, I have a YouTube channel. And I'm going to post the link. If I don't post it below, then message me and I will send it to you. I love you all. Peace.